Good morning, Angels. We are about to review Charlie's Angels Season 1, Episode 10, Consenting Adults. Now, this one's a little steamy, so buckle up. I'll be right back. Welcome back, Angels. Now, first, let me apologize. I know it's been a long time between reviews. I've got another channel, I've got 2 businesses, and it's summer. So between all of that, I just haven't had a lot of time to spend with the Angels. And I've missed them, and I've missed you. Now, last time we met, I gave you all a challenge to see if you could pick the episode that inspired my look for the Bullseye review. Shout out to the winner, PST19CC, who was the first correct answer, which was Angels in Chains. Now, I know you're a fan of the channel and you always leave such thoughtful and interesting comments in the reviews and on the community tab. So I really appreciate you for being here and thanks so much. Fun fact, I actually filmed like a reaction video to this episode, but I was so caught up in the episode, I forgot to talk to the camera. So this is going to be a recap and review rather than a reaction and review. And let me know in the comments, which of these styles do you prefer? Do you prefer this where I recap the episode, or do you prefer more of those reaction videos? Would love to get your thoughts on that too. Anyway, let's get into it. It's Act 1, and we open with a very willowy blonde pouring herself a Coke and settling in with a copy of Moliere's The Misanthrope. Now, I'm that OCD. I paused the video to read the book title. That's how much I care about you guys. But also, how great is the Blu-ray edition of Charlie's Angels that I could read that little, textbook that the blonde was reading. So make sure if you haven't got a copy of the Blu-ray box set, highly recommend it. Link is in the description below. I'm obsessed. Now, hang on a minute. There's a gentleman caller that's walking out of the bedroom and he hands over a little envelope to help with the ladies' tuition, which makes me think our willowy blonde is working her way through college. And look, who doesn't want a sugar daddy? I mean, do you still want to be paying off your student loan when you're 50? By the way, Blondie is played by Lorette Spang, who played Cassiopeia in Battlestar Galactica, the OG Battlestar Galactica, if anybody out there remembers that. Now, cut to a couple of bad guys clearing out an antique store, which kind of looks more like Grandma's living room to me, when they are interrupted by a phone call, which turns out is Blondie giving them the signal. 2 rings mean scram. Not before, of course, they swipe some ugly frog before calling it a day. Okay, so let's figure this out. Sugar Daddy owns a boutique store. Blondie provides the distractions while her sticky-fingered friends help themselves to the honeypot. I tell you, nobody said love was easy. Now, back at the store, Daddy freaks out when he sees that the frog is missing. Not so subtle hint that the frog is, central to the plot. But while he is calling the cops, evil henchman walks in, smells a double cross, and drags Daddy off to see the mysterious Mr. Bialy. Now, back at the agency, we see Jill tuning up her California freeformer skateboard, and she's totally one of the cool kids. Daddy's name is actually Clifton Cunningham, and Mama Cunningham has hired the Angels to find her missing son. I mean, not that she seems all that bothered as she spends her time entertaining the Angels with stories of her colourful past, rather than shedding tears over her son's fate.
That was when I made the remark, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Mr. Truman loved it.
Maggie, about Clifton.
I mean, I think she stumbled onto the wrong set. Mame is over on Soundstage 11. Now, Grandma's brick and brack and knick and knack store, the Angels find all the clues they need to keep this story moving, including a notebook with the phone number of consenting adults, a framed portrait of Blondie, the bookkeeping records, and a napkin for the pub, which promises guys and gals and golf. You can keep the golf. Kelly pulls out the short straw to check out the pub, and it turns out detecting is thirsty work because, she wastes no time ordering a tequila straight up, lime and salt. Day drinking. I'm a fan.
What kind of trouble are you trying to cause? She ain't heard nothing.
Don't tell me. Tell the beverage control boys. They love yanking licenses.
Hey, I want a clean joint.
Fine. Just give me the information I need and you can keep right on doing it.
I love it when Kelly gets stuff, don't you? Lady ain't here to mess around. Now, Kelly splits when she learns that Friday nights are popping and our Blondie is a regular. Good work, Kelly. We also finally meet the mysterious Mr. Bialy, who orders the evil henchman to give tight-lipped Clifton a manicure with a walnut cracker. Did I say cracker? Cracker.
Think very hard.
Hey, what are you? Get away from me! Get away from me!
Ouch! The Angels better crack this case soon. Pun intended. Act 2 opens with Bree questioning Blondie over Clifton's disappearance. She lies through her teeth, claiming she doesn't know anything about Clifton or why that creep has her framed portrait by his bed. Bree looks around the joint and, I think she knows that Blondie does more than study in her spare time. I mean, it is stunning, full of antiques and beautifully decorated. and her suspicions are confirmed as she spots an antique from the Cunningham Gallery on her way out. Do not mess with Bree, Blondie. She didn't come down the last shower, you know. Anyway, Blondie gets rattled and races to consenting adults with Kelly hot on her tail. Turns out it's a dating service which fronts for a crime gang led by our sticky-fingered friends that we met in Act 1. Now, they reassure Blondie they don't know nothing about Clifton C, but yeah, she's got her doubts. Back at the agency, we learn that Blondie's real name is Dolores, and she's got a rap sheet a mile long, all for prostitution. Time for another undercover sting, and I wonder who has to play the call girl.
I don't know, but I have a feeling one of us is going to get to play call girl.
Bingo. Guess who?
If I could squeeze a gold watch out of Charlie, now would be the perfect time to retire.
Bartender didn't lie, right? I mean, Friday nights are swinging at the pub. Jill struts in looking all kinds of sexy and kind of wholesome at the same time. How'd she do that? She warns Dolores that her mark is actually an LAPD vice. Nice grift, Jill. And they bond in the ladies' room about the good old days when you could spot a cop a mile away.
You know, a friend of mine got busted by that same cop last week.
Whatever happened to the good old days when you could spot a cop from a mile away?
Oh, they're gone forever. By the way, I'm Jill.
Tracy, how's it been going?
Not so good. I'm beginning to think I was born under a bad sign. I've had no luck since I hit this town.
Boy, if you can't make a living, we should all give up.
Really, I've attracted every registered pervert in L.A., Orange counties. No pays, hassles by the heat. If this keeps up, I'm going to start looking for a day job.
Say it ain't so, Jill. A day job? I mean, who wants to work for a living? Anyway, Dolores does Jill a solid and puts her onto the consenting adults scam, letting her know that it's the dating agency that keeps the cops away. Now, look, I don't really get it. If Dolores is freelancing, which she told Jill she was because the agency is all out of work and she's got bills to pay, why would she offer Jill a slice of the consenting adults' pie?
Let's see if you and I can't work out something that's comfortable.
I have a policy. I never give away anything I can sell.
You'll do.
When do I start?
I'll be in touch. Send the client in.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. Like pudding on springs.
Exit Jill, enter Bosley looking for his live match, and I think he found it. A trace on the antique store's phone has led Kelly and Boz to Bialy's horse ranch. Stupid henchmen called from the office phone. I guess you don't pay a henchman for brains, you know? That's why they're henchmen. Bialy spots them loitering around prize racer Khaki. I say khaki. Khaki. Anyway, they call it khaki. We're going to call it khaki. And tells them to get lost. But turns out Bialy is a fame whore who has a change of heart after Kelly introduces herself as a writer from New Sport magazine looking for a cover story. Now, Bialy isn't as evil as he seems. Is worse. Boz informs us that Bialy was once head of the Labour rackets and voted the meanest man on earth. So, yeah, things ain't looking good for our Clifton. Speaking of who, he eventually puts two and two together, figures out it was Dolores who set him up, so he throws her under the bus and gives Bialy her address. Now, Jill gets busted snooping in Dolores' apartment. There's a surprise. Shocker. She is the worst private detective. We're 10 episodes in and I think her cover has been blown in just about all of them. Now, after some tough talk, Dolores comes clean about the robbery and agrees to become a double agent and help take down consenting adults with a setup involving an empty mansion under the Angel's watchful eyes. Now, with her double-crossing done, Dolores is ready to split for the first bus out of town, but evil henchman interrupts her plans. Oh, poor thing. Now, like bees to honey, our sticky-fingered friends head to the manse and pick it clean and then drive back to the warehouse, completely oblivious to the fact that the Angels have been following their every move. Dolores folded like a deck chair and snitched on her antique-stealing buddies in record time. So now we have our evil henchmen and the Angels both en route to the warehouse of stolen goods. I wonder who's going to get there first. Yay, it's Bree! But listen, you're supposed to wait for backup. You are so naughty. I do not think that is in the detective handbook. And, barbed wire is no match for Sabrina Duncan, but Cujo sure is. Bree makes a flimsy excuse that she's looking for A1 lumber. Nice try, Bree, but no cigar. Inside the warehouse, they tie and blindfold Sabrina, which doesn't really make sense because she's already seen them, or at least one of them. Anyway, they try to put the squeeze on Bree, but listen, this ain't her first rodeo. She's having none of it.
Don't do that. Cooley.
Hey, how come she knows your name?
Shut up. Where do I know you from?
You don't know me, I know you. You got a jacket downtown a mile long. It doesn't mention violence, at least not yet. Hey,
What do you want to start now for, huh?
Now's as good a time as any.
No, wrong. That would be dumb and sloppy. See, I got friends.
Evil henchman turns up, and yeah, 2 bullets later, it's lights out for consenting adults. Now he finds the frog, smashes it, reveals a huge bag of diamonds, which he pockets and then legs it. But not before he whispers to Bree it's her lucky day they blindfolded her because she can't identify him. Besides, triple murder costs extra. And the angels try to connect all the clues because we've got like 10 minutes left in the episode when Jill, Queen of the Obvious, points out that so far they've come up with nothing.
Now, no, this is no time to get discouraged.
Why not? We started with 1 missing person. We still have 1 missing person and 2 corpses, and we don't even know any more than when we first started.
All we have is 1 antique dealer and 1 ex-racketeer.
Who says he's ex?
Come on, Jill, can we please be glass half full about this? Then Kelly says something about racketeers and diamonds, and all of a sudden Bree solves the whole thing and figures out Clifton is smuggling diamonds from South Africa inside Antiques for Bialy, and it's just bad luck that consenting adults got in the way of a great scam. Clifton, let that be a lesson. That's what happens when you think with your... Yeah, downstairs. Mystery solved, so now we got to get Clifton back. So here's how it's going to go down. Steal Khaki, that's the racehorse, for ransom in exchange for Clifton and the diamonds.
I will return Khaki to you in exchange for the contents of the frog and the return of Clifton Cunningham.
What do you think was in the frog?
Diamonds, Mr. Bialy. We know all about Cunningham's recent trip to South Africa. Now, about those diamonds. I would like them delivered to Griffith Park, 12 noon. You will go to the east parking lot, and there you will receive further instructions. Mr. Bialy, have I made myself perfectly clear? We wouldn't want any mistakes, or you'll never see Khaki again.
We wouldn't really hurt you, Khaki.
We are on location at Griffith Park. Bosley gets Clifton back, and Jill tells Evil Henchman, give me the diamonds and I'll tell you where the horse is. But our angel smells a double cross, so she swipes the diamonds and tosses them to waiting Kelly and then skateboards the hell out of there. I'm going to pay that one. That was pretty epic. Now, this has got to be one of the most iconic scenes from Charlie's Angels, and I am sure those photos of skateboarding Farrah are second only to her swimsuit in terms of popularity and schoolboy fantasies. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this chase scene. Now, by the way, that's Jacqueline Smith's dog Albert in that scene, and the reason I know this, because I asked her. Every Friday, Jacqueline hosts Twitter chats, and all you do is send her a question with the hashtag #AskJacqueline. I've got to say, she's amazing. She answers all of them, or certainly does her best. I think she's only missed 1 or 2 of my questions, and that's why she's an angel. And we're almost at the end of the episode. All that's left is to tie up a few pesky loose ends over drinks with Maggie, who still doesn't seem to give a shit that her son's going to spend a few years in the cool house. And then we have a near-miss sighting of Charlie, who just happened to be eavesdropping at the next table before picking up the tab and disappearing.
Could I have the check, please?
Oh, it's been taken care of by that man that was sitting over here.
Did he mention his name?
Yes, it's Charlie.
Charlie? Did you see him?
Was he good looking?
Tall, short?
Did he have a mustache? I bet he had a mustache. He had a handlebar mustache.
And that concludes episode 10, Consenting Adults. What did you think? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. As for me, well, I loved it. I enjoyed the parallel plot lines and how the dating agency sort of burglary scam overlapped with the diamond smuggling racket, and then it all got resolved by an angel grift. I mean, I love it when they're in control of the case and their plans come together way more than when they're damsels in distress, like the previous episode, Bullseye, where Jill's cover got blown and then it just became a rescue mission instead. Kelly, shaking down the bartender was a real highlight for me as well. And a reminder that, beneath that pretty exterior, our angel can get tough when she has to. Bree really shined as well. She had some nice action pieces, busting into that burglar's warehouse and, clambering over that barbed wire fence. And then, of course, Jill had her epic skateboard chase. And hey, don't forget, Bosley, he had some real fun undercover moments as well. What could I have done without Maggie? I mean, I don't think she added anything to the plot, do you? She might as well have just been another unseen family member that calls the angels and hires them to solve a case. Her wacky, larger-than-life, open-minded main character didn't really seem invested in her son's disappearance or even reappearance. I mean, to me, she was more like a suspect than a client, but yeah, what do you think? Oh, hey, yeah, and don't forget about the merch. You can find this Angels Warhol-inspired print designed by yours truly over at bit.ly/redbubble. You can grab it on a t-shirt, a mug, a cushion, a mouse pad, and lots more. And hey, if you pick one up, make sure you take a photo and tag me on Instagram or Twitter at RetroQTV. All right, until next time, Angels. Bye for now. And then it became a rescue mission instead of,